And now another exclusive news first, on-the-spot television coverage of a milestone in American political history. Patrick Paulsen has announced candidate for the office of the President of the United States, pays a visit to the nation's capital, and we bring you candid reactions of Americans who heard of Paulsen's candidacy on a special report by the Smothers Brothers Corporation.
SBC report. We now take you to the front gate of the White House in Washington, D.C.
Mr. Paulsen, we're surprised to find you here lined up outside the White House. Are you going to take the tour?
Well, I didn't receive any invitation, so I thought I'd have to. It's like real estate. Kind of like to look it over, like before you buy. You understand that we're kind of looking forward to going through, seeing what it looks like. The little woman is very interested in seeing what it's like in there. I don't worry. I'm more interested in the affairs of state, of course, and other affairs.
Mrs. Paulsen, what are you going to look at when you see the White House?
Well, I'm taking a course in interior decorating, and I just wanted to see how I could apply it here at the White House.
We're going to do the gold room over in Norwegian modern.
Pat Paulsen, the makings of a president. Could this humble man be the next chief executive of our country? And if so, America asks, how does Paulsen feel about making his home at the White House?
Mr. Paulsen, now that you've toured the White House, what were your impressions?
Yes, we enjoyed going through and looking at it. I sort of feel, though, that seen one White House, you've seen them all.
Candidate Paulsen retraces the steps of the great men who came before him. You can't help but wonder if Lyndon Johnson got his start this way. First stop for Paulsen, the historic Potomac River. A champion of economy and government, he throws $50 across the Potomac. A mighty wind-up and no luck. A second try. And then another. $11.50 later, he turns his back on the Potomac. Pat pauses to reflect on his nation's future. One way, says Paulsen, there's only one way for America to go, sideways. Step by step, the man of the year retraces the path of history to the famous Lincoln Memorial, where he encounters the inevitable throng of indifferent admirers who respond with ardent apathy as he hands out his campaign buttons. Until a week ago, this young man was a Romney supporter. Now he's solidly in the Paulsen camp. Alone with his thoughts, Paulsen recalls the words of his idol Abraham Lincoln. The great emancipator looks down upon the candidate as though to say, here is a man for America. Yes, Pat Paulsen, that's something to think about. Is this the leader the United States has been calling for? Is this a man Congress could support? One distinguished lawmaker gives his reactions to our reporter.
Senator Kennedy, I suppose you've heard that Pat Paulsen is running for the office of president. We understand he's making President Johnson now very nervous. How do you feel about his candidacy?
Well, I think he's a very nice man, and I think that he's come forward and expressed himself on the issues, but I do think that he's looking at his campaign, watching carefully how he's moved. I think he has peaked a little early.
Thank you, Senator.
We ask other concerned citizens this question. What do you think of Pat Paulsen for president?
Well, I take an automatic, violent reaction to it. Opposed. I think we have a fine First Lady in the White House as it is, and Pat Paulsen is a girl.
The truth is, I don't really know Pat Paulsen, because I've never seen the show, so I can't really say.
What is your reaction to the announcement of the candidacy of Pat Paulsen for President of the United States?
For President of the United States? Pat Paulsen?
I think it's an upsetting and a ridiculous idea that he would run for president, if that's what you're saying. Though, the way things are, he'd probably be a good president.
Pat Paulsen turns me on.
To tell you the truth, I think the chances of Pat Paulsen, I would say Harold Stassen has a better chance than Pat Paulsen.
So, I wanted to ask you, Pierre, if... Tennessee, I'm hoping you'll back me. I know you've had a lot of successes in the past, and although you haven't always made it, but I'm curious to know if you would be willing to back me.
I think you make a great president of the West Hollywood Rotary Club.
We're going to go along with it.
I'm going all the way with you for president of the West Hollywood Rotary Club.
Well, there you have it. Backing from Pierre Salander in the Hollywood area. So all you people in Hollywood know that he'll be backing me.
Pat Paulsen?
Senator Murphy, could you give me your opinions on the fact that Mr. Pat Paulsen now has thrown his hat in the ring as a presidential candidate? What are your feelings about his candidacy?
First of all, I would think that under the conditions this year, he ought to keep a string tied to the hat in case he wants to get it back. Because that track is going to get so crowded, his hat's liable to get tromped on, and he won't be able to find it if he needs it in case he shouldn't get elected. But I do think that it's fine, it's in the American custom, and I hope we have so many candidates that they'll have to run it in 3 events like they did one of the big races at Santa Anita.
Do you feel that Pat Paulsen has a good shot at the presidency?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen him throw any snowballs at photographers in New Hampshire yet, and that's the only way I can gauge the opportunities of the candidates so far. So that's all right. So far, I think that Senator McCarthy is ahead. He seems to have the best slider with a soft snowball.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
And so Americans turn in increasing numbers to this man of the hour, this leader of his people, this humble savior of America's destiny. Pat Paulsen, man with his eye on the White House.
Pat Paulsen, the president.
Pat is a truly great man. I hope he gets what he deserves.
Yes.